Hello and welcome to Josie's Jungle Room, where everyone is welcome and we like to have fun every single day. You might be looking at this video and saying, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on with all this stuff? Well, before we get into all the fabulousness that's going to be in this video, I want to invite you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I make a new video. If you saw from the title, I am going to put together an AliExpress doll. That's right, I'm going to put together an AliExpress doll. Well, you can see this one here is already put together. These are new babies you guys have never met before. My sweet friend Malia rehomed them and gifted them to me. Wasn't that just so sweet? I love them so much. She ordered them from AliExpress. This one is Martin. Isn't he cute? Look at how adorable he is. He is a replica of the Lanny sculpt. And this one she already had weighted and restuffed and put together. And he is so, so sweet and so cute. I'm going to show you. He has little painted hair. Look at his sweet little painted hair. He is just done so sweetly and he has beautiful blue eyes and I love his lips and I love his sweet coloring. He is just fabulous and she already reweighted him before she gave him to me. But the other baby that I'm going to show you, which you can see his little head off to the side, this baby came and he didn't look the way that she thought that he was going to look from the pictures. I'm just going to show you his little head here. I added the lashes. When he came to her, he didn't have any lashes, but I like big pronounced lashes on my babies. So I did add the lashes. But as you can see, his hair is a little bit different. It's not painted the same as Martine. But I still think he's so cute and adorable. But she was just, you know how sometimes when you get a baby and it's not what you expected and you just can't bond? That's what happened with her with this one. So she had left him in his regular body, all stuffed, and didn't do anything to change him out at all. So that's what I'm doing today. So I want to say a huge thank you to my beautiful friend. She really is one of my best friends. We talk about everything. I sit right by her at work every day, and she has become such a good friend to me in my life. And I really, really love her. But she gifted me these babies. They're going to be twins. I have Martine and Marcus. This is the one I decided to name after my son. So he's got big, beautiful brown eyes. And he's just so cute. I just think he's adorable. So I'm going to go over everything that I have done to him. This is just the way that I put together factory made AliExpress dolls to my liking and the way that I like for them to be. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today. This behind us here, let me move Martin. He's going to sit back there and watch what happens with his brother because he's very, very interested. But first, I just cut the zip ties and I left one on just so I could show you. The limb was still in it, obviously, but this is the original zip tie that came on the doll. And you just pull it so that you can see the edge. And these ones actually came with like a little piece of fabric over the top of it that you have to pull off. But that's no big deal, you just pull that off and then pull it out. You see how it's just a zip tie? You just cut that and pull it out. Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. Now these ones I already restrung with brand new zip ties. Just so, you didn't have to watch me do all of them, but I'll show how to do one of them. And these are the zip ties that saved my life. That's what Cena told me when she sent me these in some Happy Mail. She was like, these zip ties will save your life. I was like, for real? But that's what she said. The zip ties that saved my life. I'm pretty sure she got them from McPherson's. They're super thin. They have a really small little head on them, and they just work awesome. These babies are so easy. Look at, I just stick it in there, and they're really hard plastic, so it just slides right on through. No problem. See, look at there. Look at there. And then you just slip it on through here and pull. Now, obviously, I'm not going to pull it all the way yet because I don't have the legs in here. I just wanted to show you guys how the zip ties work. But I have them all in place so when I get ready to put the limbs on, they're good to go. Now, as you can see, all of this stuffing here, all of this fluff is the fluff that came out of the limbs of this baby. This baby's limbs were full of the stuffing, and I just basically reached in there and pulled it out and kept pulling it out. I did use a toothpick down at the end and kept doing this to get the stuffing that was all the way down in his foot out. The reason is because I like to weight my babies from the knee down with the poly pellets. I just got these poly pellets at Joann Fabrics. That's what I use in my dolls, my manufactured dolls. So I just took all the stuffing out, and I'm going to remove a lot of the stuffing from the body too because this has absolutely no weight to it and no beads in it. It's just stuffing. And I definitely like to have poly pellet beads at the bottom, for sure at the bottom of my doll, and just to add some extra weight. So again, you just pull the stuffing out. You can reuse the stuffing if you like, but I actually got some polyfill. It's just a little bit softer. This is a bag from, where did I get this from? I think I got it from Walmart. I got it from Walmart. Just a bag of soft polyfill to put in my doll. But there's nothing wrong with this polyfill either. You can certainly just reuse this polyfill. You know, it's brand new. It just isn't quite as soft to me, but yeah. So you just take that polyfill out, and then on the ridges of the doll, I did this already. As soon as I took him apart, I went ahead and put super glue. So super glue gel. I squeezed it all around the ridges. And that is just so that when I put the doll back together, he will slide easily in here. If you don't do that, I mean, you can make it loose, but then sometimes it pops off. So I like to make it snug enough to fit nicely, but this kind of just helps it to slide better. But you definitely want to make sure it's dry, obviously, before you put it on. So he sat for 24 hours, and this is totally dry in there. I did it on the legs, the arms, and the head. So as you can see, there's like a smooth ridge of glue that'll just help it slide so his limbs can turn more easily. So I'm just going to cut my bag of poly pellets and pour some in a measuring cup. And then I'm going to fill the limbs. So like I said, for my dolls, the way that I weight my babies, I fill up to the knee, and on the arms, I fill up to the elbow. So the leg is got a pretty big hole, super easy to just drop the poly pellets in here. I don't know if you guys can see that, hopefully. And that's just gonna add some weight. This isn't a huge doll, so that is about where I wanna go. I don't know if you guys can see in there. See, it's about up to the knee. And then I just fill it with the polyfill all the way up to here. Now for this part, I can definitely reuse the polyfill that was already in here because of the vinyl and everything. You're not going to feel that polyfill anyway. So you can certainly reuse the stiffer polyfill here. I stuff it pretty full, because it just helps to give the limbs fullness, and then they won't um, bend or become smaller over time. As you can see, it kind of fills it out. So I just stuff it really, really full, and then this leg is done. See how easy? Easy peasy. Then on to the second leg. And these legs, they're painted really nice. I think they did a really good job. There's some modeling and veining and cuteness on the little feet. I'm not exactly sure what store she got the dolls from, but I think she told me she got them from the same store. So she was expecting the one that I'm calling Marcus to have similar painting on the hair and everything, just like the brother Martin, but he didn't come looking the same. That is one of the downfalls when you're purchasing manufactured dolls like that from AliExpress. See how I just put the beading into the knee? And I'm just going to fill again with a polyfill. But they're not necessarily going to be the same, you know, even from the same company, they might not look the same. These two babies, when I put them together, you'll see they don't have the same coloring, they don't have the same hair painting. This one, Marcus, didn't come with eyelashes. I had to add those eyelashes on. So, you know, but they are very, very reasonably priced. And I think they're really cute. And I think it's fun to weight my dolls the way that I like them to be. But look at this one. I was just seeing some veins here. You see those veins? It's painted really, really nice. There's some blushing on the knees, the cute little wrinkles. I mean, just so adorable. So I can go ahead and put the legs on. So what you're going to do is just slide it inside here. Or I'll put one leg on. Sorry, I'm not going to put both legs on yet. I'm going to put one leg on, slide it in so that the ridge is right against that ridge. You see that? The ridge is there. You're going to pull the zip tie area right over that ridge. Sorry, I don't know why it's looking more difficult than it actually is, just because I want you guys to see it on the camera. But and then as I already have it in place, I just pull to tighten and continue until I get up pretty close. And then I start moving it. And I don't actually cut these until I have it all together, just to make sure that it's gonna be to my liking. I can always pull it tighter, but once you have it tight, you can't pull it looser. You would have to put a new zip tie. So I'm just gonna leave it just like that. And then I'm gonna grab my pantyhose. Normally I get knee highs, but I didn't have any knee highs, and these are really dark pantyhose. I would not normally wear this shade. If I was gonna wear them, they would be like nude. So this one was a little darker than what I would wear anyway. This is what I use for the weighting in the body and the head. So I'm gonna fill this with poly pellets. And a nice easy way is just to put the whole nylon over the top of the cup and do like so. I usually tie these pretty loose and then decide, do I want more than this? Is this enough? You know, once I actually feel it inside the baby. And then once I decide, yeah, that's going to be good, then I go ahead and make it a little bit tighter. But I'm guessing, I mean, I don't want this baby to be super heavy, just to have a little bit of weight to him. Um, and, you know, already feeling him with this leg, because he's going to have another leg and a couple more arms too. I might put a little bit more weighting in him. I like the beads to be in the bottom area, so whenever I do stuff him, I'm going to push him back to his little bum bum. I just think that that is really cute, but I think I'm going to put a little more in. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing again with my poly pellets. And this bag of poly pellets was $9 and some cents on sale at Joann Fabrics. Maybe that much more. About that much more for him. And then the polyfill, the bag of polyfill was like $5. And that this will be used for several dolls if I need to reweight anybody. I actually got it to reweight one of my other dolls whose head was becoming kind of loose. So again, this is going to be about the weight that I'm going to want in the body. So I'm going to do a nice knot and make it nice and smooth. You don't want it too low though. You want to leave a little room so that there's room for movement in the bag. So you don't want to, tie it really tight and then just have it right up against here. Then there's no room for movement with the beads. So see how I left a little space there so the beads can move around in the body a little bit? That's the way I like to do it anyway. So I'm going to stick this in here in his little bum bum. And then I'm going to put polyfill all around that. And for this, I will use the softer polyfill um, because this part of the body I can feel, and especially around this knot, I don't ever want to feel that knot on my doll when I'm holding my doll or hugging and cuddling my doll. So I make sure to put a lot of polyfill right around that area so that I don't ever feel that when I'm cuddling my doll. So that's what I'm going to do now is just put the polyfill in here to fill it out to my liking. And see, I like the way that feels. It feels really nice. And I like it, like I said, around the bottom area. So, when you're patting your little baby's tushy, it just has a little jiggle. It's just a comfortable, soft little feeling and a fun little way to snuggle and cuddle your baby. I really, really love cuddling my babies. Especially this one. His name is going to be Marcus after my son. My baby, because I already had dolls named after both of my daughters. And my son was the only one who didn't have a baby with his name. So I was like, I have to get one for him too. If I have both of my girls, he has to have one too. And he's my youngest. He's the baby of the family. And my daughters always say that he's the spoiled one, but I don't think so. Yeah, this is going to be really perfect. I think this is going to be just about what I want for that. Now I'm going to place the other leg on, and again, just slide it into where the zip tie is going right around that ridge that I super glued, and make it snug enough to stay until I decide. And see how nice and smooth that moves because of the super glue. It just makes it slide so nice and so easy, because sometimes these dolls can be so stiff, and I like for my dolls to be able to have movement, and for my babies, like when I'm changing them and stuff, for them to move real nice and easy. So now we got his legs on and we got a nice little weight to his body. And he is looking good so far. Marcus, you're almost ready. So then same thing with the arms. Now these armholes are really, really small. So it's going to be a little trickier to get the poly pellets inside the arms. But if you just slowly pour, it'll work the same. You could just very slowly, oh, I'm sorry, you can't even see. Very slowly pour these in. Can you guys see that? Just slowly pouring them in. It's kind of hard to do that far over. Let me move this and see here. I don't even know if you guys can see, but you get the gist. You're pouring the poly pellets inside. Some of them are falling out. That's okay. These arms are really small, so it doesn't really take much, and it's already quite full. So I'm just going to stick some polyfill up in the top and really push it in. That kind of helps keep the beads from coming out too, because the polyfill will block it. And again, just give the vinyl more of a structure and help to keep it from sinking in on itself. At least that's what I think. I don't know. I haven't had that happen with any of my dolls. And I'm guessing it's because I do definitely put polyfill in. Like I said, I did put some, I had bought that bag previously because I had a doll whose head was starting to really fall a lot. And so I put a little more polyfill in the top just so that it could support the head a little bit better. And voila, it's perfect now. So it's always a good idea to have some of that stuff on hand. But yeah, see now the arm has just a little bit of weight. Like I said, it's a pretty slender arm, but we're just gonna stick the arm in. Oh, this one I hadn't done through the zip tie. So I'll just stick the zip tie here, slide it through. Do I have this one the wrong way? I might have it the wrong way, so I'm going to turn it the other way. And that's the thing, if you have it turned the wrong way, just turn it back the other way and then it should work. Yeah, see now it works just fine. I had it turned the wrong way. Yes, I did. So you just slide it up and get it tight on that ridge, but again, not too tight because you want it to be able to move. Oh, he's going to be so cute. I'm really, really excited. My friends know I had been looking for a doll to name after my son for a while. And I was just debating and finding different ones and not sure. And then really, I found a couple that I really wanted. I'm just doing the other arm now. But I just didn't have the money at the time to do it. You know, I mean, everything adds up, everything costs money, and the dolls that I was looking for were out of my price range, or that I was looking at were out of my price range. But this one was gratis. And I was like, oh my gosh, he would be perfect to be my Marcus doll. So I was just so excited. And my son, he always wanted to have a brother. He has a brother, but his brother is much older. He wanted a brother like his age. Um, he has a brother. My ex-husband had a couple of children before we were together, so he has a brother and a sister that lived with us at some points, but they didn't grow up in the house with us together. And he always wanted a brother that was his age, and he would say his name would have been Martin. um, I don't know if you guys know, there was a movie called My Friend Martin and a book that came out. It was actually about Martin Luther King. And Marcus, really, my son, he really loved it. So he said he wanted to have a brother named Martin. And obviously that didn't happen. Okay, I only have 3 kids. But now in the reborn Dolly world, he has a twin brother named Martin. So I got Marcus and Martin. And yes, I got Martin from Gabriel Iglesias. I love the way that he talks about his friend and says Martin. I just thought that would be really cute to have a Marcus and a Martin. So, yeah, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. And it's feeling really nice. I mean, these dolls are stiffer, than your reborn dolls that are made by an artist, but they still can be really sweet and cuddly. Oh, I'm really excited. He's looking really cute. The last thing I do is I do put some weighting beads in the head as well. So again, I'm going to take um, my little oh my gosh, my little pantyhose. Here they are. Here they are. And I'm going to put some poly pellets in here just to add some weight to the head. And then I really, really fill the head as well with good polyfill. Try to fill it up as much as I can just to keep the head with a good shape so it doesn't sink in on itself. Um, if you ever have a baby that does that, try taking it apart and putting more polyfill in, just to give it some support to keep the shape that you want. Because a misshapen head, that is not as appealing to the eyes, right? It's not as appealing to the eyes. Oh no! Oh my gosh! I'm going to be sweeping up poly pellets. But I put some weighting in the head. This one, the tie doesn't matter because it's just for the weight. You're not going to feel it through the vinyl. And you have to make sure that it'll fit in. But you see how you can just stuff it in there? No problemo. And then fill it with polyfill. Oh my gosh, you guys probably aren't even seeing. That's the thing, when you're making videos, like I was like, I don't know why I told you guys I was going to make this video, because I was like, oh my gosh, I just like to make my babies, and it's not as easy to actually do it the way that you want it when you're trying to make a video and explaining it as well, you know. But I'm just going to fill with a bunch of polyfill just to really fill that shape out so that it holds the nice shape of the head, and make sure that it's filled all the way around through the cheeks and all the way up to the temple and to the back of the head so that it doesn't fall in. Um, it takes a lot more polyfill than you would think, you know. It takes a lot more polyfill than you would think, but you want to fill out the whole entire area so that it feels nice and full. So I've got Marcus's head all full of polyfill, as much as I can in there. And then for the body, it seems like he's sitting pretty good. I do like babies that can sit. Sometimes I like them super floppy. Sometimes I like them that they can sit. And this one I think is going to be good like that. I'm going to just put I already have the zip tie in place. I'm going to put the head in here and start tightening and just see if it will support. If it doesn't, I would put more weighting and more polyfill in so that it would. I think this is going to actually support his head pretty good. Yeah, so I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to pull the zip tie, make sure that the ridges are there. Make sure his head can still turn. And look at my baby. Look at little Marcus. He's so cute. His head's a little bit floppy, and I like that because he is still just a little newborn baby, you know, so it's just a little bit floppy. That's super cute. Just a little bit floppy. Yeah, I like that. So now I'm just going to go around and check all the zip ties and make sure they're tight enough so that the limbs don't fall out, but loose enough that they still are able to move. And it seems like I've got a good tightness going here on all of them. And the head moves really nice, so I can cuddle him and move his arms and legs nice and easy. And then what I do, maybe the head's a little more floppy than I want, actually. If that's the case, I haven't tightened it so much that I can't pull it out. So I am going to go ahead and adjust just a little. Well, actually, let me see. No, I like it. I actually like it. Yeah, I'm just going to tighten it a little. I like it a little bit floppy. Just a little floppy for a newborn. So then I take my scissor and I cut all the way down as far as I am able to. Hopefully you guys can see that. As far and as close as I am able to the bottom. And once I do that, then I go ahead and take a metal file, a metal nail file, and file that down so that edge isn't sharp like that. See, I cut it as low as I can on there, and I'm going to go around and do that on all of the zip ties. So here's little Marcus, all weighted nice and put together, moves so perfectly, all of his little limbs and his head, and he's just so sweet and precious. A nice little weight, looking so cute. So I'm going to get him dressed. So now I have my beautiful twin boys, little Marcus and little Martin. Look at them together. Aren't they so cute? I love these babies. They are so cute and so sweet. Marcus and Martin, your new nephews in the jungle room. Well, thank you so much for watching my video. I know I was kind of all over the place. I was just trying to show you guys how I weight my babies when I get them, and I just love them so much. They're so much fun to have, and I love sharing this community and this hobby with you, and I just appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for all the wonderful, beautiful comments you leave on my videos. And we wanted to say Thank you for being a friend. And what else do we want to say, little Marcus? We wanted to say jungle love to everyone. Have a fabulous, amazing, and beautiful rest of your day.